Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Claressa Shields, not bad enough to be a baddie. Yeah, that line from Remy Ma's song, and I twisted it around a bit. But she may have been right. But the problem with Claressa Shields is her going at Laila Ali and slapping Alycia Baumgardner. I'll be honest with you, now when I sit back here and look at all that, I think Claressa, the whole time, I think her goal was to somehow, one, be a villain, and then it kind of just morphed into wanting to become a baddie. And that's what I think happened with Laila Ali. She wanted to be the villain, wanted to get under her skin, wanted to make the fight, just to get paid, of course. And then I think it turned to her trying to get into the villain role to get a lot of attention, kind of like Mayweather, and hopefully that the attention would equate to currency. And then when that wasn't working out, I think she decided to take the villain role, slap Alycia Baumgardner, and maybe hoping that she could go on and become a baddie and there'd be some big money in working with Zeus. But the bottom line is, none of it seems to have really, worked out for her. Because going at Laila Ali, even Clarissa said that, hey, she was just trying to, get a fight.
Ghetto. But I let them talk. I'm like, go ahead. We want to hear from you. But they be cussing too much, man. But so there are, and there are a lot of people that they look at you, they're like, man, we were really rooting for her. But the attitude and going at Laila Ali, but you kind of cleared some of that up. But let me ask you a question. You don't think there's anything wrong with mentioning Muhammad Ali's name the way you were mentioning it to try to get under Laila Ali's skin? That's how we perceived it. She tried to weaponize Muhammad Ali.
It is mental warfare, right?
When it comes to trying to get a fight, you try to push buttons. I understand.
She said things to me, and I said things to her. The end goal was to get the fight. That's it. She said in the interview, if somebody had 15 million, blah, 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 she'd do it. So we went and got the money in, and we wanted to see if it was for real. It wasn't, but that's cool. But a lot of that I did, of course, it was. This is boxing.
I understand. I understand boxing. But
to get a fight done. But no one can ever say that I disrespect Muhammad Ali because everyone knows that how high I hold Muhammad Ali. He's number one boxer in the world forever and ever in my life. And I'm number two.
Okay. That's what she told me. She was just trying to get the fight. Now, of course, we weren't convinced on that. We felt she went way overboard. But hey, I did confront her about it, and that's what she said. But again, when you hear her say stuff like what I'm about to play, I mean, it's kind of hard to accept anything that she says, any form of explanation, because she just proved not to be bad enough to be a baddie and to go out here and have celebratory moments with this new persona. Because all she did was turn people off, which resulted in doors closing, because you cannot disrespect Muhammad Ali or Laila Ali. You just can't do it.
Ability.
That's not gonna happen.
Come on now, listen. Laila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is right.
Come on, Laila can rumble though.
And Wolf would have knocked Laila Ali out. She would have knocked Laila so pretty ass out.
Now, she's just Muhammad Ali's daughter. You see, just when you think it can't get worse, Clarissa went from disrespecting Laila Ali and unbelievably having the audacity to mention her father's name, right? When you thought it couldn't get worse. Obviously, that didn't work out for her, so she started to get a little bit more, and I think, involved and fascinated with Zeus and the baddies, talking about what she would do, what she wouldn't do, what they wouldn't do, and seemed to be trying to go that route. So I think it was an attempt to become a baddie and to go viral, which backfired when she decided she was going to slap Alycia Baumgardner. I 100% believe when she went at Laila Ali, it's Papoose doing, 100%. The objective was to make a fight and get paid. That didn't work out. Then with Alycia was to slap her, go viral, get the viral moment, become a baddie, blow up, get paid. Didn't really work out that way. But what ended up happening in both instances is that you really turn people off. And I think just from across all 7 continents, Clarissa is someone who just is not liked by many people.
I was in your way.
Get out the way. I want to get in there. No. World star.
Not right now.
I'll referee. I'm calling her to be a referee.
That right there is what pushed. It results in everything boiling over to where now Clarissa is out here lost. Lost, man. Just really made 2 huge mistakes and career-ending blows. Alycia Baumgardner, let me tell y'all something, right? Alycia Baumgardner may get a little bit chippy from time to time. She can be a little bit vocal, but hey, I think we all understand when you're dealing with women can be emotional, be vocal. Then you're talking about female fighters, we expect them to be emotional. We expect them to be a little bit vocal. Even Claressa Shields. But what we don't expect is for women to come out here and act like barbarians. And that's the difference here. Alycia is highly respected across boxing for the way she conducts herself and how she performs in the ring. The fact that she pushing for 3-minute rounds, she sets the example. She is one of the biggest faces in women's boxing. But the thing that also got people's attention is that Clarissa probably outweighs Alycia by 70 pounds, at least at the time where she went out there and Conan slapped her. Clarissa probably outweighed her by 70 pounds. Alycia was dressed, little skirt, heels. Clarissa was out there not dressed, sexy like Alycia. So Clarissa definitely looked like someone who was ready to rumble. Alycia, not so much. But what I'm getting at here is what we've seen when it comes to Clarissa Shields is a fall from grace. And she has just proven to not be bad enough to be a baddie, to not be great enough to really deserve the #1 spot in women's boxing. And she just isn't someone who's liked, whose career seems to be in peril. And that's her fault. Now she's out here selling goat dolls and hats and, overpricing everything. And she's just become the laughing stock of boxing. She's about to have an event on August 15th that initially, when we first looked at it, said, okay, this could turn out to be a good thing. A lot of money made. Zeus, women from Zeus fighting on it. Got the entertainment piece, the spectacle. But then as you start to really mull over it and process what you're seeing, you realize that this is a knee-jerk reaction to try to save the GOAT. Because her brand is tarnished, her reputation is decimated, her legacy is on the line. Like, she has really thrown away her career. All for fame and money that never came. You know what I'm saying? Fame and money that never came. You see, I just wonder, when greatness inside the ring meets the public perception outside the ring. And I think this is something that we need to talk about because, I'm always out here looking at different things and debating different things. But one of the biggest debates surrounding Clarissa Shields, look, we don't even care to talk about the boxing ability. Matter of fact, it's at a point we're watching the boxing ability and a lot of us feel she's not the same fighter she was when she first turned pro. She doesn't seem as sharp, doesn't seem to have the commitment level that she once had, and her ability seems to be. I don't know if it's diminished a bit or deteriorating because she can't do it, or because she's not focused, or she thinks she doesn't have to put the work in like before. Is it the relationship? Not really sure what it is. But that boxing ability, she can still fight. We'll never take that from her, but she's not the same. And as far as the accomplishments, no one cares. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you about Clarissa Shields and trying to be a baddie. She is still out here doing and saying the kind of things that you would expect from someone on Zeus Network. Like, I'm not making it up. Just today, she went out here and again was doing and saying things that you just wouldn't expect someone who wants to be seen as the number one woman in boxing, someone who wants to be respected, who wants to be a role model, someone who claims they want all these things, all these perks that come with someone who's respecting people, right? She wants people to respect her. But you're not going to get it because you're still out here trying to be a baddie, but you're not bad enough. Look at this bullshit. Let me make this a little bit larger for you. This guy says, clear your throat when you go down there, GD. Because you can see here, she's basically praising Shakir Stevenson. Ain't nobody going to beat him. Shakir's funny as hell. Her and Shakir are close. And she goes on and she says, I bet 100K that Shakir beat Tank. Shakir was cooking, no cap. I mean, back to back comments is what she put on the post. So this guy just basically said, like Lord have mercy. Get off the man's nuts. And then she says, B word, I did something you'll never be able to do. I went to the Olympics and won gold, and I've won titles. See, this is the thing. No one cares about that anymore. You know what I'm saying? She says, you mad that I have a pick? How about you get off my P, you BAN? This is what someone who has the audacity to say how they went to the Olympics and won medals and won titles, right? This is a Olympian. This is a world champion. This is how they choose to talk to people on the internet who she doesn't even know. And then you see what happens when you feed into the bullshit, people fire back. So he goes, no one cares for your eating. Well, those who aren't watching the video, just listen to the audio. It says for your dick eating pick, you were just glazing. You made 6 posts back to back. Get off his nuts. And then this person says, relax, sweetheart. Congrats. You won gold medal. You won gold at the Olympics. Whoop-de-doo. So you see, she stays out here engaging all these different trolls and going back and forth with fans. But the thing is, she can't escape from underneath that mountain of hate, that mountain of the mountain of trolls, because she has put so much negative out there into the world. So she's created her own misery. But she's proven not bad enough to be a baddie. And that was her ultimate goal. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. You may say that perception is unfair. You may say it's fair. The bottom line is everything that I'm saying, when it comes to her public image and the way she's conducted herself and she's chose to be in a series of public controversies, look, it's overshadowed her resume. And it's part of the conversation. It all went wrong with disrespecting Laila Ali. Now, I know a lot of the ladies are going to say, it went wrong when she chose to be with Papoose, Remy's husband. I mean, I get it. And I know y'all will say what you're going to say in the comments. But I'm going to take it all the way back to what really got me talking about this. It's just her disrespecting Laila Ali and continuing to mention Muhammad Ali's name, may he rest in peace, unnecessarily. It wasn't warranted. There was no need. It made no sense. Like, talk about mental warfare. Man, all right. Well, then she can't say no when people come out here doing what they do. And I see I hear what some of the people say about different content creators and what they say, and different trolls that come out there and harass her. I hear what they say, and I have seen some of it. And I'm gonna tell you, well, if it's mental warfare, then for you to go at Layla the way you did, well, then it's mental warfare out here for these content creators and fans who decide to say things about you that you don't like. You can't get mad, right? If it was just mental warfare, you were trying to get paid. Make a fight and get paid. The content creators and the trolls out here, they're just trying to come out here and make their content entertain and get paid. They're just trying to get their storylines and get their clicks and views. Same way you're trying to create your storyline, get clicks and views, which ultimately you were hoping would have resulted in this massive payout. So don't get mad at them. You see? See, Clarissa and her team, they didn't think this shit out. When people hear Ali, they don't think about only championships. They think about history, courage, influence beyond sports. That's why you got people beyond the sport of boxing who, when they were getting wind of this little emotional Flintstone saying horrible things about Muhammad Ali's daughter and mentioning his name, trying to weaponize his name to get under her skin to get a fight, they were like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing towards one of the greatest athletes and cultural figures of all time. We're going to disrespect him and really disrespect his daughter. They're like, oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, our impact extends far beyond boxing, just like Muhammad Ali's impact extends far beyond boxing. And I believe 100% those key decision makers whose faces we'll never see, they immediately started closing doors on Claressa Shields. Immediately. They made whatever endorsement, sponsor, if anyone was even considering it, all that shit's locked down, gone. And this doesn't have anything to do with her being a female or being a black female or coming from poverty. It has everything to do with her conducting herself like an asshole. But that's how she is. She won't agree with me. She won't agree with anyone else. The reality is Clarissa Shields is not bad enough to even be a baddie. And being a baddie, I understand for some of those people, those women, you know, they're making a little bit of money, and that's good. But to be honest with you, becoming a baddie is low-hanging fruit. What do you have to do to become a baddie? I guess be somewhat attractive and fight. I mean, I don't know. That's just all I see. And a lot of them are not even attractive. Some serious gargoyles running around there. You know what I'm saying? Some buffarillas running around there. I'm like, what the hell? I think you just had to be, again, someone willing to fight and be ignorant and be controversial. And if those are the qualifications that it takes, well, then Clarissa is not bad enough to be a baddie because she wasn't even able to do that. You can't be out here having discussions involving Laila Ali, especially being very disrespectful towards her in those discussions, because that's going to carry extra emotion for fans who admire the Ali family's legacy. Now everyone's like, well, hood champion, we know how you feel. No, you don't know nothing about me. What Clarissa was doing, that struck a nerve in me for some other reasons. Y'all would never know that, and I would never tell you that. Laila Ali knows, because we spoke. But it's something personal with me. That's why I didn't like it. In addition to the reason why most other people don't like it. But it was something very personal with me. Very personal. But I realize now that Clarissa was just trying to get a fight, but it just tells me that there's nothing this woman won't do or say. So it is what it is. But I still don't like it. You know what I mean? I still don't like it. Not everyone has to agree about who's the greatest female boxer. Whether it's Laila, whether it's Clarissa, doesn't matter. Even Laila will tell you, I'm not beyond criticism. I'm not. I'm not perfect. But one thing that Laila does not deserve is to be disrespected by anyone for no reason, just to try to get a fight. And a lot of fans believe there's a difference between promoting yourself and appearing to disrespect another champion. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you talk about what happened with Alycia, and we're going to get to that. But I just want to make this abundantly clear. When it comes to these sporting fans, they become protective of their heroes. So whether it's Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, or another legend, criticism can trigger strong reactions. And for some people, their hero is Laila Ali. You see? Some fans may view bold comparisons as confidence. Others may see the same comments as unnecessary and disrespectful. Those reactions vary from person to person. Contrasts make the world beautiful. We're not all going to be the same, but we can all show respect to others and respect for ourselves. We may have a different status in life, but we share the same dignity. You understand? Now, as far as the public conflicts out here, her and Alycia Baumgardner, this is a recurring topic because what Clarissa did, that wasn't a public disagreement. That was just someone who's not bad enough trying to be a baddie. Went out there and slapped the woman, all because Alycia is saying what everyone else has been saying. That you with a married man. Alycia has every right to say what she wants, just like Clarissa does, I do, we all do. You're a person out here going to tell somebody what they can and can't say. Get out of here. Freedom of speech. You may not like it. What you going to do, kill him? Absolutely stupid. Went out here and hit this woman who's 70 pounds smaller than her and out here bragging and boasting like she did something. Thought that she would go viral, thought she would become a baddie, thought it would result in some big opportunity to go out here and get some big deal, to go out here and be on the Zeus network and have a show all to herself. None of that shit worked out. It was stupid. You see, that public dispute that they had, that became a lot bigger than the original, I would say, the original drama, because they started off being cool with each other. But that public dispute that they had the other day with Clarissa slapped her, that became bigger than the original disagreements that we were kind of seeing on social media. It amplified everything. And what it did is it made Alycia look like a hero and a victim, and Clarissa look like a zero. And that's why she's here now looking crazy. And nobody's supporting her. Nobody cares to even come out here and say anything positive about her. Everyone's laughing at her. They call her names, they insult her. And she doesn't like it. But she dishes it out. And even if she's not saying something to someone, look at how she's treated other people. There are people on the sidelines who are watching and they're observing. So now when you start getting these random shots, you're like, I didn't say something to this person. I didn't say, why are they attacking me? It's because, like I said, people will protect their heroes, or they will protect people who they feel are victims. And they feel that Clarissa is a big bully who's not bad enough to be a baddie, who's out here trying to bully people, whether you're a boxer, a non-boxer, an adult, a child, doesn't matter. And that's why almost seems like the whole world has converged on her, and every day they're putting a foot in her ass. But she hasn't figured out that reputations matter in boxing. That's why she was talking about her championships, her gold medals. That doesn't mean shit. It's over, man. Like the ship sailed. Get over it. And this coming from me. I'm telling you that shit doesn't mean nothing to you. Okay, you did it. Great. But shut up already. I'm a retired cat. I can care less about what I did. My money's straight, my family's straight. That's all I care about. I give a shit about what awards I got. Yeah, it's nice to have your little I love me wall, but 80% of my shit is in a tote in the garage. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about none of that shit. it's cool for my sons to see it. Be like, okay, you know, because they just know me being home all the time. They don't know the grind. So that's what it's there for. It's not for me to come out here and toot my horn, and who gives a shit? And Clarissa seemed to have forgotten that. But the reason why she holds on to that, because without boxing, without those accomplishments, what does she have? Like, let's be real. What does she have? Because she ain't bad enough to be a baddie. What does Clarissa Shields have? Does she have children? No. Who loves her? Who loves her? Who's with her? Who's around her? What does she have where she can wake up and be happy about? Now, if somebody knows, tell me. In addition to that, I've been asking for this for months. While you sorting that out, tell me, name one celebratory moment for Clarissa Shields since she hooked up with Papoose. You see, when a lot of people are just out here cussing and carrying on and being negative and trying to break people down and looking for drama and pushing drama, because they're miserable, they're unhappy. There's a lot of them out here on the internet. These different personalities. When you see matter of fact, some of them, they may be married, they may not be married. Matter of fact, look at some of them, look at their children. There's all kind of shit that I see, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at the condition of their home. There are people out here who just have no happiness in their life. They're miserable, so they want everyone else to be miserable. And that's kind of how Clarissa Shields has come off. Someone who's not happy, who's angry, who's miserable, and wants everyone else to be miserable. She's not bad enough to be a baddie. And this whole thing about the championships and all that, and accolades and Olympic gold medals, it doesn't mean anything. Nothing. Elite fighters, it's not just about that. It's about fan support. What fans support Clarissa? A little handful of goldies that wake up every morning, eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, don't floss and brush their teeth, wash their ass. You gotta want television partners. Who want to partner with Clarissa Shields? Talking about, oh, Zeus is partnering with me. No, Zeus and Win Records. You understand? Demetrius Leader, Win Records, and Zeus. They ain't no Clarissa Shields nothing. Because Clarissa Shields loses, she gets brushed to the side. You better believe that. She's expendable. And we're going to see with time what they do with her. As far as sponsors, out of here. She ain't got no sponsors. But she's done that. Fighters willing to negotiate. But I'm not so sure how negotiations go, so I ain't going to come out here and start talking out my ass. But what I will tell you is, I know Clarissa is the A side, and they're probably out here giving them some horrible deals, a take it or leave it type deal, because she is a big name. She has a lot of attention. But she can't pull that shit against other big name fighters. But she's down in the weight class, but we'll see. Will she fight a Raquel Miller? Will she fight O'Shea Jones? Will she fight Michaela Mayer? You know, is MVP going to say, hey, look, we don't want you at our events, but we'll still do business with you? We don't know. We got to wait and see. But I tell you what, she can't go into no damn negotiation with an MVP woman and with an MVP lady and all of a sudden think she's going to hit her with the 90-10 split, 80-20 split, 70-30 split. Jake Paul ain't going for that. I personally don't think he'll do any business with her at all because of how disrespectful she's been. But maybe he understands the game. And maybe Jake is like, oh, no, I get it. She's just playing the game, doing what she needs to do, growing her profile, like he kind of suggested that she does. Maybe, I don't know. But I do think that having a horrible reputation like Clarissa Shields can influence all those relationships, although it's rarely the only factor. I think some controversial athletes become bigger stars. She just hasn't figured out how to do it. She's got the attention, but she hasn't figured out how to become a star. So she's just not bad enough to be a baddie or big enough to be a star, you know? But that's what happens when you have these repeated controversies. It overshadows everything. And that And I'm not going to say that's the universal outcome or that's one universal outcome, but that's one of the outcomes. And that seems to be the one that Clarissa is dealing with right now. So as soon as she learns that there's a difference between attention and respect, I think the better off she'll be. Because attention's easy to generate. She's done that. Respect is hard to earn and it's hard to keep. She hasn't earned it, so she hasn't been able to keep it. She does not have the respect from the boxing community, from observers, from anyone. Because across all 7 continents, people hold Muhammad Ali's name near and dear to their hearts. And once you disrespect him, you better believe people from across all 7 continents lose respect for you. So she'll always struggle to gain respect and earn respect, because no matter what, it could be 40 years down the road, we'll come back and we'll talk about Clarissa. What's she going to be known for? You know, being with Papoose, disrespecting Laila Ali and her father, and slapping Alycia Baumgardner. All them gold medals and all them titles, it's not even going to be a discussion point because it's been overshadowed by all of her controversies and negativity. So congrats to Clarissa for proving that she's not bad enough to even be a baddie because she chose controversy and drama. People talking about her, it's not because they admire her. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like her. It's the difference with how you become famous. Become famous because some people argue about you. Become famous because people admire you. It's 2 different types of attention. But for a lasting legacy, many champions and people aim to have the competitive success and professional respect. Clarissa seemed to have wanted the competitive success, but could care less about professional respect. And that's why her career is where it's at right now. So as far as moving forward, I think she needs to forget about trying to be bad enough to be a baddie and just be professional. But as long as she has a team around her, she'll never, ever focus on just being a professional, because that's not what they want. It's like coming to America when I joked during my life. Prince Hakeem, tell me, what do you like? Whatever you like. Oh, what do you like to eat? Whatever you like. Jump on 1 foot. Bark like a dog. Woof, woof. That's what she doing right now. You know what I mean? It's like Prince Hakeem over there and shit. She want to move forward, man. That public perception is going in a negative direction. The most effective response is, I would say, consistent action over time. Whether it's letting her performance speak for itself, reducing unnecessary public disputes, start showing respect to people, start ignoring those fans that go at you. You know what I'm saying? You read something, just ignore it. Eventually they shut up or block them. Never, ever. That's what trolls want. They want attention. They want it. They're dying for attention. It's like a plant. You water and don't water the plant. Leave them there looking fucking stupid. Because trust me, most of them don't have more happiness in their life than you do in yours. They're miserable motherfuckers. But you got to be consistent. Start showing respect. You can still maintain your confidence. You do an interview, get away from these people out here who, 1, are asking you stupid questions, or 2, just letting you say whatever you want. No, start doing interviews with people. Maybe talk before the interview. Hey, be prepared for the questions. And then, say, okay, well, we know we got to get a couple questions in that can make me a little bit uncomfortable. So let's talk about what you're going to ask so I can prepare my responses. The bottom line is have a plan. Become structured. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your future goals instead of past conflicts or past accomplishments. No, focus on future goals and let those goals be positive. And in addition to being positive, just build positive relationships within the sport. Keep coming down here, man, just breaking everything down, everyone down. It's ridiculous. Everywhere you go, you want to just tear everything down and make yourself feel like you're bigger than the program. You're not. You're losing right now. So this whole thing about their reputation, it wasn't changed by just disrespecting Layla or just disrespecting Ali. It was greatly impacted. But it's just a result of just non-stop drama. You understand? Patterns of behavior, just one thing after the next. So it wasn't just one incident. She's a repeated offender when it comes to doing crazy shit. So the same way she's been consistently toxic, she needs to start being consistently respectful and drama-free and sustaining that behavior. And then through that, I think the change can happen. But hey, who am I to give advice on any of this bullshit? I just think the bigger lesson here is that what's going on with Clarissa is not unique to her. It can happen to anyone out here who's not bad enough to be a baddie. I think they're bigger than the program. But I think a lot of athletes and even people, I just think people learn, even kids learn this. Public image can affect how you're treated and can affect your legacy. You know what I'm saying? Even children at a young age start to learn that. You can't go out to recess. You're out there misbehaving in class. And then, a few weeks later, they do some more bullshit, you can't go to recess. And then they sitting there feeling the kind of way, the parents get involved, and you say, well, look, you got your little one here kind of creating their own little legacy of being stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Being disrespectful. So even at that age, you see little kids getting chirped up for doing little bullshit. But there are consequences, swift consequences to correct the behavior. But when you get somebody who's an adult, a lot of times it's difficult to unfreeze those behaviors and apply that change process to them because they kind of are what they are. Not saying they can't change, but more like a refinement, not be overhauled. Clarissa's an extreme case because she's just been through so much in life from a little kid to now that she needs professional help, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that character, lack of professionalism, and these relationships that she's ruined, that's how she's going to be remembered personally. I think they're going to look at her, everything that she's done, they're going to be like, yo, this is the kind of person she was? That's crazy. I'm just telling you, man, she got to figure it out. Wasn't bad enough to be a baddie, and that's just how future generations are going to look back at Claressa Shields. Someone who threw it all away just to chase fame and fortune and something that she never seemed, something that she probably will never achieve. Because this fight that she has on August 15th, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just telling you. She just took it to the stupid. And she keeps doing it. And I don't think you're going to change until she gets rid of that team she has. And I'm not talking about Dimitri Salita. I'm talking about Papoose and this win records and all that. Like she was better off before they got in the picture. She made them out. And y'all going to see 5 years from now, you're going to see where I'm at. We're going to see where you all are at. Okay. We almost a year in. And so far, you seem to be moving down the ladder. So we got about 4 years and a couple months to go. And Hood Champion's on the case. I'm watching. Miss $5,000 a day off the internet. Ain't no way in the world you're making no $5,000 a day off the internet. No way, Jose. Not bad enough to be a baddie. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.